Hi, everyone. Lisa Haven here, and I've got a critical report to share with you guys, one with regard to the economy. As you guys are already well aware, a lot of things are happening, especially in light of everything that's going on. Let me just show you a couple of articles here. Here we have Forbes.com. Inflation has not shown up yet, but it's coming. Here's another article here. MSN.com. Consumers pay higher prices in February. CPI shows as inflation keeps creeping. And of course, we have jobs here at USA Today. Unemployment cities have permanently lost over 400,000 jobs during COVID-19 pandemic as many shift to the suburbs. And of course, your gas prices are going up thanks to the Democratic Party. This is always seems to what happen when Democrats get in. And with that, I just really want to hone in on the economy and what's going on. So I've brought in an expert to kind of give me kind of a rundown on everything you just heard, and that's Bob Kudla with TradeGeniusAcademy.com. So Bob, are you with me over there?
I am, Lisa. Good morning.
Well, good morning. Well, you heard all the articles that I put forward. I mean, so much is happening. So I wanted to bring you on because you have all the insight. You deal with the economy on a daily basis, and you offer an amazing product at Trade Genius Academy, which I can't stress enough for everyone to check out because it really teaches you how to be and invest in the stock market. And I believe you even have an amazing special. If they use the code MARCH, you can get up to 45% off, which is huge. But that said, what do you think in regards to these articles by Forbes and inflation and all of that?
Yeah, so, inflation is much higher than what everybody is saying because they don't want to tell you the truth because that means they'd have to raise interest rates even higher to suppress inflation. And number two, your article on employment, I think USA Today has it right. We have structural changes now in the economy. People are not going to go back. The bad news about what they did with us in COVID, it turns out to be there's some good things that came out of it. People realize they don't have to go to an office anymore. They don't have to live in a city anymore. They don't have to have a structured 9-to-5 job. And companies are finding out that, I didn't need as many people as I thought, because my producers are producing at a higher rate and I can get rid of the people that just can't, hack it anymore. So, and I'll give you an example. So my daughter is a coach at an ice skating rink here in Southern California, and they had to lock down everything because it was considered a non-essential. When they opened back up again, he found out that he's just as profitable with 30% less employees. And he said, I'll never go back. I just restructured my business completely. And so I think a lot of companies are doing that. And especially now, look, we've been in a quote unquote expansion now since 2009. And people are a little afraid now. The Democrats are all but telling us that they're going to put more regulations on the economy. They're going to shift economy to a more equitable kind of environment, and that all spells more cost for business, so they're going to be more careful. So I agree. I don't think there's going to be no boom in the jobs. I think they're going to eke along, and the costs are going to go much higher than people think. I don't know. In the construction, I'm remodeling my home right now, and it's costing me 40% more than it would have if I did it 2 years ago. And so it's people can't absorb those costs, especially if you're middle class or lower middle class. Gasoline out here is over $4. When Trump was in office, we were under $3. That's a tax on people. Food prices are now, 6.5% right now and climbing. They're not getting raises, so everything's going to get squeezed. So I think the Fed and the Democrats have put themselves into a box.
I think the Fed's in a panic, in all honesty. I mean, would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, absolutely. They have two really poor choices. Do they defend the bond market, which then tanks the stock market, or do they defend the stock market, which causes interest rates to spike, and then eventually then also tanks the stock market? So because 40% of all companies, Lisa, most people don't know this, they're not making enough money even to pay their interest on the debt that they took on to push their stock prices higher. So when the interest rates on the 10-year went to 1.6% last week, that's why all of a sudden you had this huge sell-off in the market. to companies that can't handle it. And so the Fed now they have really one choice. I have to defend the bond market, and that means then you have the situation where inflation is expanding faster than the 10-year, which then puts inflation into play. So then you get inflation without jobs, and that's called stagflation. You're way too young to know what that is. When I was a kid, that's what the thing. Gasoline prices went up 400%. You know, your parents were on strike all the time because they're trying to get more money out of the companies. The companies can't raise prices fast enough to cover the cost, and it's a really ugly situation. And I think that's what the Fed and that's what Democrats are going to put us into again. We're going to go into what's called stagflation.
That's terrifying because, you know, it did cause harm and whatnot to many families all across the country. And I mean, and I can't say that I disagree with you. I mean, it's going to be one wild year, and then for the next 4 years with these Democrats in charge. I mean, we've got them now, House, Senate. You know, they've got Congress, they've got the executive office, and the stuff that it's just spend money, spend money, spend money. Well, you can't just spend into oblivion, but they're doing it anyway. But either way, I can't say I disagree with you at all, and you know, about where we're headed. Now, I know that Goldman Sachs put out this article, and I just want to throw it up because I'm going to get your opinion on it. Goldman Sachs, CNBC.com. Goldman Sachs forecast a job boom. Says unemployment rate could fall to 4.1% by the end of 2020. What's your take on that one?
Yeah, whatever Goldman Sachs tells you, you know, you're more profitable to do the opposite. So I don't know what they're thinking. You know, they're taking people that were baristas and bartenders, and they're going to put them into the Green New Deal jobs. I don't think they realize that means that's hard work, that's outside work, that's on roof work, that's work that's not done in the cities. So, you know, the expectation is that they're going to create all these green new jobs is ludicrous. And I have experience here. I owned a solar energy company for 17 years, and I know how hard work it is. It takes a certain person to want to come to work every single day to climb on roofs or to dig holes and to run wires. And, you know, I fear our generation, they don't do it. We cycle through so many people till we found the right person that would show up the next day after working on a 100-degree roof all day long. So I just don't see it happening. I think they're going to be bitterly disappointed. And I think it's going to be a lot slower than people think it is. And the Green New Deal, there's only certain parts of the country where it works. You know, it's in the Southwest, solar works. In the Midwest, wind works. In the Northeast, nothing works. So people are going to have to move. You know, and we saw with Texas, you know, you could freeze the windmills. And so I just think that they're just, this is just some sort of a pipe dream they have. Like they always have with climate change. You know, that was the lie before the pandemic lie. So, yeah. It's just not going to work, and so I think they're gonna find out, just like they did with Clinton and where Obama with Solyndra. You remember that one where they shoved $500 million into a company that never went anywhere. These are all just going to be payoffs to the mob bosses in the Democratic Party, and nobody's going to get jobs from it. Unfortunately, that's my view. I'm a little, you know, really suspect that they think they can pull it off.
I agree with you. So how do people protect themselves, you know, because you offer a Trade Genius Academy, and I know it's really helped a lot of people. So can you explain how that helps people through troubling times that we're about to go through?
Yeah, I mean, so the first thing we do is you got to be in the right sector. You know, you can make a lot of money just being in the right place at the right time. And look, we know a couple things, Lisa. We know that the Fed's going to keep buying everything the Democrats are going to print. And we know that they have to cap interest rates. So we know there's going to be inflation. And at the same time, you know, we have this grand solar minimum coming, whatever they want to call it. It's starting to have an effect on the crop growing regions around the world. And what we've seen and what we've been trading is we've been into fertilizer stocks. There's a boom in uranium, you know, with all the nuke plants being built. And then, as you know, cryptocurrency has been booming, and there's miners that are publicly traded companies. So we've been focusing on those three areas. And what we do is we just apply our algorithm to it. And our algorithm is really simple. It looks at buying pressure, and it looks at selling pressure. We don't care about the news. We don't care about what's going on. If we see price moving based on people moving into it or money moving into it, we We buy the stocks in those sectors, and then we let the system tell us what to do, and it works out really well for us. I mean, our track record speaks for itself. So, and those areas are going to be, they're good. So food inflation, energy inflation, and monetary inflation. You protect yourself by being in those companies that are in those industries, and you're going to be ahead of the game. I mean, we've already had doubles in all of those areas, and we don't see that changing anytime soon. Stay away from tech. When interest rates go up, tech has a hard time. Plus, the regulatory backlash on big tech is starting to happen now with all the censorship and the things that they've done. You have states like Florida, now Texas. There's 30 states that are run by Republican governors and legislatures. I would suspect all of them are going to have anti-censoring laws in place before the next election. And, that's going to put a lot of pressure on those companies. Maryland, which is a Democratic state, wants to tax the big tech companies on their advertising revenue. So everybody's going to be going after these guys. They're not going to have the same kind of growth they've had in the past. And if we go into a recession, their ad revenues are going to suffer. So tech's not an area where people want to put their money. So if you're in the market, you want to shift to those areas that are inflation oriented, and you want to get out of tech, and you'll do well. And if you join us, in addition to the 45% off March code, Lisa, we have bundles we put together that are 65% off. So we trade cryptos, we trade the stock market, we trade the futures, and people could join us. We have experts in each of those areas, and what we do is, we're just not, hey, join us, we'll throw you some education. We have, chat rooms. We provide trade signals every day so that we help people see what we see. So as you're learning, you can make money off the trades that we're taking as well. So it's a pretty integrated package. We've been doing this a long time. You know me for a long time. We're going into our 7th year of doing this, and the system works great, and you get up running really fast if you're a new trader. And if you're an experienced trader, you can join a room with a lot of other experienced traders and really build your game to the next level.
Absolutely. And here's kind of the website here you guys can see on the screen. And they got a number, 800-949-1408. Just make sure you mention my name on there. But lots of packages and things that you guys can definitely check out there that I would encourage you because it really is educational. And like you said, you're sharing, how shall I say, a lot of secrets that are privy only to a few. I mean, because we have Goldman Sachs and these big corporations, big bankers telling people to do one thing while profiting off of what they're telling people behind the scenes, because they normally, like you said, do the opposite, right? And so that's why I truly appreciate you and what you do. And I would encourage everybody, if you want to beat this financial tsunami that is headed in our direction, so to speak, it's already here in part, but if you want to try to ride outside of everything that we're going to see, inflation, then you want to learn some of the things that Bob Kudla offers at TradeGeniusAcademy.com. So I really want to encourage you guys to check that out. And you said 45 to 65% off depending on the package using the code MARCH, correct?
Yeah, and if you go to bundles, you don't have to put in a promo code. But if you want to buy anything individually, you go ahead and put March in there, and we'll automatically apply it. You can call us, you can chat, you can email us. We'll help you get the right package. And as you know, Lisa, we price our products pretty modestly, so it's affordable for everybody. So we put the return on investment in your favor. So I think you'll like what we do, and I think you'll definitely benefit from our insight, our algorithms, and where we think the hockey puck is going here in the next 6 to 9 months.
Awesome. And well, I am so thankful for people like you, because it really does give me more insight from somebody who knows what they're talking about in regards to the economy. And it is, you've got things coming at you from all different directions. Yes, inflation is coming. No, it isn't. I mean, depending on who you talk to. And I tend to lean with exactly what you said, stagflation and the things that we could see. So it's just, seeing that coming again, it's always great to be prepared. So anyhow, thank you again for coming on the broadcast, Bob. I truly appreciate it.
Yeah, Lisa, thanks, and have a great day.
You too. And thanks again for you guys being a part and joining the channel here. And if you guys want to check out any of the information on Trade Genius Academy, make sure you check that out in the description box below, or give them a call and let them know you heard it on Lisa Haven. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, and that's Bob Kudla signing out.